I am such a fucking moron, dude. I am such a fucking moron. Oh my fucking god, dude.
Gambling looks like fun from the outside, but when luck turns, it's safe to say some people may lose their cool. So these are the most unhinged gambling meltdowns ever caught on camera. Moments where high rollers snapped, fortunes disappeared in seconds, and emotions exploded for millions to see.
I do not give a because I will do whatever it takes to fight for the people that I fight for. And I wish that I could have voiced this in a different way.
These stories only get worse as the video goes on, showing how fast a win can turn into a disaster, and how one bad decision can push anyone over the edge. Starting with a moment that shocked an entire casino floor. In Singapore, a gambler hit a jackpot worth more than £3.2 million, the kind of life-changing win most players only dream about. Cameras caught the instant his machine lit up, alarms sounded, and people gathered around him in disbelief. But instead of celebrating calmly, the overwhelming shock hit him so hard that his body simply could not handle it. Witnesses said he began shaking, shouting, and trying to stand up, but the excitement spiked so high that he collapsed right beside the slot machine. Staff rushed over, players stepped back, and the entire casino froze as he suffered a sudden heart attack from sheer emotional overload. Doctors later said the shock of winning that much money in one moment caused his heart to go into extreme stress. What should have been the happiest moment of his life turned into a meltdown caught on camera, showing that even good luck can break a person if it comes too fast and too hard. Next is a meltdown that spread across international headlines. A Malaysian businessman walked into a private London casino with confidence, experience, and a wallet ready for high stakes. But as the night went on, the tables turned against him in the worst way. Cameras captured him losing hand after hand, millions slipping away with every turn of the cards. By the end, he had lost almost 40 crore rupees, an amount big enough to destroy entire companies. The meltdown began quietly. He held his head, stared at the table, and tried to keep playing. Then came the breaking point. Witnesses say he started yelling at the staff, claiming the cards were unfair and the casino was manipulating the game. Security had to step in as he slammed his fist on the table and refused to leave. The incident got so serious that it triggered a long legal battle, with the businessman accusing the casino of pushing him into reckless gambling. At number 8, we have one of the strangest gambling disasters ever recorded, and it did not even happen inside a real casino. An online gambling company was hit with a shocking $46 million loss after Indian players discovered a tiny loophole hidden inside the system. What happened next became pure chaos. A small group of players realized they could withdraw bonus money without completing the required game rounds. Once the trick spread, thousands joined in, pulling out cash non-stop. The company's servers went into panic mode. Notifications exploded, balances vanished, and support teams were flooded with angry and confused messages. When the company finally understood what was happening, it was already too late. Next, we move to India's famous Big Daddy Casino in Goa, where a massive enforcement raid turned a normal night of gambling into total chaos. Cameras captured confusion as officers stormed in, exposing a network of illegal currency exchanges, online scam operations, and suspicious money trails. Players who were there just for fun suddenly found themselves in the middle of a high-pressure investigation. Many gamblers panicked, some tried to hide chips, others argued with officers, and a few completely lost control as their winnings and cash were seized on the spot. The casino staff also faced heat as authorities uncovered cash stacks, crypto wallets, and evidence of Hawala transactions. Number 6 brings us into the chaotic world of live streams, TikTok clips, and YouTube moments where gamblers lose control in front of thousands of viewers. These meltdowns are raw, unfiltered, and impossible to hide because the camera is already rolling. Viewers have seen players slam their keyboards, flip chairs, throw chips across the room, and scream at their screens as their entire balance disappears in seconds. One streamer went viral after losing his temper so badly that he punched his monitor until it shattered live on camera. Another was seen screaming at the slot machine, pulling his hair and blaming the rigged system, while thousands watched and clipped the moment. These online meltdowns spread fast because the internet never forgets. Every outburst becomes a meme, a reaction clip, or a cautionary tale. What makes these breakdowns worse is that they are public, permanent, and replayed millions of times. There is no walking away quietly. The humiliation becomes part of internet history, showing just how brutally gambling can push people past their breaking point when the whole world is watching. But it gets even worse because at number 5, we step into the world of celebrity chaos, and no meltdown stands out more than Charlie Sheen's. Known for his wild lifestyle, his gambling addiction often spilled into the public eye. Reports say he once spent nearly $2 million a year on betting alone. Cameras captured him storming out of casinos, yelling at staff, and creating scenes that became tabloid headlines overnight. Friends and insiders said he would gamble nonstop, moving from table to table while losing huge amounts without even realizing it. One witness described him as a man fighting himself more than the game. After a string of losses, Sheen reportedly had a full breakdown, shouting at dealers and blaming everyone around him for his bad luck. Which brings us to one of the most shocking meltdowns, as it came from someone who thought he was the smartest man in the room. A high roller used an elaborate hacking setup to beat a major casino system. Cameras later revealed how he used hidden devices, signal interceptors, and inside knowledge to manipulate the game for massive wins. For a while, it worked. He walked around the casino with confidence, winning far more than any normal player should. But the casino security team noticed unusual patterns, unusual timing, and unusual consistency. They launched a silent investigation, tracking his every move. And then during one game, everything collapsed. Security surrounded him at the table. Cameras caught him freezing, sweating, and shaking as officers pulled him aside. His expression turned from confidence to pure panic. The devices were confiscated, the wins were reversed, and the story exploded online. But number 3 takes us to the rawest, most emotional meltdowns ever recorded in public casinos and gambling halls. These are everyday gamblers, not billionaires, not celebrities, just regular people who hit their limit. Cameras capture them throwing chips across tables, shouting at dealers, kicking chairs, and breaking machines after losing their hard-earned money in seconds. One viral clip shows a man screaming at a slot machine, accusing it of stealing his rent money. Another clip features a woman crying uncontrollably after losing her savings in one terrible streak. At number 2, we have one of the most famous gambling stories ever told, and one of the most painful meltdowns ever caught on camera. Archie Karas walked into Las Vegas with only $50 in his pocket. Through a mix of unbelievable skill, fearless risk-taking, and pure luck, he turned that $50 into more than $40 million. Casinos watched him like he was a legend. Players followed his story like a movie, and the world could not believe what he was doing. But the same cameras that recorded his unbelievable rise also captured his downfall. Archie kept taking bigger and bigger risks. He refused to stop, he refused to walk away. And over a few disastrous months, everything disappeared. And finally, at number 1, we have the most unhinged gambling meltdown ever recorded. Terrence Watanabe, a wealthy businessman, entered Las Vegas as a high roller. But what happened next shocked even the casinos themselves. Over one brutal year, he lost nearly $240 million, an amount so huge that it changed the history of gambling losses forever. Casinos treated him like royalty to keep him playing. Private jets, unlimited alcohol, luxury rooms, and personal staff followed him everywhere. But as the nights grew longer, his control started to fade. Surveillance cameras caught him stumbling at tables, slurring his words, yelling at dealers, and breaking down under the weight of massive losses. So these gambling meltdowns show one simple truth. Whether you are a millionaire, a celebrity, a hacker, or just a normal player, the game does not care. Luck can lift you up or destroy you within minutes. Some people walked away with nothing, some faced legal action, and some lost their life savings.